Hi everybody, welcome back to another cake tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a booty cake, girl. So as you guys can see, I already have all my first layers laid down with buttercream on the cake board so it does not move while I'm decorating. One step that I didn't tell you guys quite yet is in the very beginning, when I had my border lines of the buttercream around to create a dam for my filling, I had already placed the cake in the freezer for about 15 minutes so that the dam of buttercream was nice and frozen. So when I put my filling and the cake on top, nothing moves and nothing will ooze out. So now I'm gonna go in with some extra cake and go ahead and cover that gap. As you guys can notice, for the border dams on the butt cheeks, they are a little bit higher, and that's because I do want the butt cheeks to be higher than the actual body to give it that realistic shape. Now I'm gonna go ahead and crumb coat the whole cake. One thing that I do want to advise you guys is the freezer is going to be your best friend while you are decorating. Now for scraping the cake, you want to use these transparent bendable scrapers, and I'm just going to keep repeating the process of smoothing out the icing. It doesn't need to be perfect. Right after this, my first coat of buttercream, I'm going to place it in the freezer for about 10-15 minutes, and then I'm going to come back to it and scrape it one more time. After placing it in the freezer for 10-15 minutes, and I'm gonna go in one last time with my scraper and smooth it out to get rid of any uneven lines. Next step is I'm gonna go ahead and color all of my fondant to the desired color that I'm looking for. And if you know, you know, fondant is not easy to color. It takes a lot of kneading work, so get ready to make an arm workout, girlfriend. I'm gonna be using my Pastaline fondant sheeter, and you guys, I just bought this sheeter a couple of months ago and I am obsessed. It has saved me so much time and it has saved my life. So now I no longer have to roll it out by hand and have uneven sides where one is thicker and the other one's thinner. This sheeter will change your life, and I'm gonna go ahead and link this sheeter. I bought it on Amazon. I'm gonna link it down below in my descriptions. For the size of the fondant, I'm kind of aiming for a 1/4 inch thick. As you roll out the fondant and it's coming out of the machine on the bottom, you want to go ahead and use both your arms how you see me doing. That's going to help you grab the fondant and not make it tear. Once I have my fondant all rolled out, I'm going to go ahead and place it on top of the cake very carefully. And you want to work super fast. So one thing about fondant is it can get elephant skin super fast once it starts drying. So right here I'm going to go in super quickly, and then with my hands just kind of smoothing it out, and then in the end finally going with a fondant smoother. For the edges, I'm going to go in with my fondant X-Acto knife, which will be linked down below in the description. You want to take your time with this part because you don't want to cut out too much of the fondant to where you can see some of the cake, so take your time with this part. Next, we're going to go ahead and be cutting out the thong. Just sort of eyeballing it. I'm not really measuring it, so you can just follow what your heart does. Now, to stick fondant on fondant, you want to use water. So a little tip that I do is I use a little cotton ball and I get it all wet and smooth it over where I'm going to be placing my next fondant piece. I'm gonna go in with this bejeweled fabric, and this is not gonna be edible, so that is something that I do let my customers know. So make sure if you do add little pieces like this that are not edible, you always tell your customers. And then I'm gonna go in and create these little ruffles on top of the thong. Now I'm gonna be using this fondant mold, and I'm gonna be adding this on top of the ruffles. I didn't like how the edges look, so I'm gonna be covering that up with this little pearl pattern. If you do want to use this specific mold, I will be linking it down below, but you can use any design, any mold that you would like. Now going in with my fondant letter cutters, I'm going to be cutting out the message, which is just going to be happy birthday Mike. And these as well, I will be linking it down below, as well as other products that I use throughout this video. I'm going to go in with my Canon printer, and I did end up buying this from Paper to Eat. They have amazing products. This printer is specifically for only printing edible images. And now with my X-Acto knife, gonna go ahead and cut out every single one of them. For the message, I'm gonna place buttercream under each letter so it does not move at all. Fun fact, you guys, the bottom of the butt cheeks are real cheesecake from scratch and made by me, you know what I'm saying? And the rest of the cake is all red velvet with cream cheese filling. Now I'm gonna go in with my edible money. And as you guys can see, kind of by the butt cheeks and then behind the main body, I missed some spots that were not fully covered with fondant, but that's okay because I knew that I was gonna be able to finesse that and cover it with the money. So that's exactly what I'm doing right here. And that is it, you guys. That is the final result. I hope this video was very helpful. If you would like to see more cake tutorials like this, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, share, comment. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, you guys.